Hey, heads up, bitches. Welcome to another episode of Cut the Shit. I am Christian Tucker, giving you just another idiot's view of the world. I will be ranting and raving about this week's crap that has caught my attention for its stupidity or its uniqueness or its newsworthiness, or at least what I deem newsworthy anyways. As always, don't forget to catch us on the web at www.cuttheshitalready.com. There you will find links to hit to subscribe to our podcast. Also, you'll find a link to Twitter. Our Twitter handle is at PLZ Cut the Shit, as well as Facebook. You can go to www.facebook.com/Cut the Shit Already /. Got something good to say or pass along? Do it at any of these locations. Got some putrid shit to spew my direction? Do it there also, dirtbag. We welcome it all. Okay, so let's get this shit going, shall we? Well, hello there, and welcome to episode 10 of Cut the Shit podcast. We've made it to 10 episodes. That should be a little bit of a celebratory thing. So we're going to keep it light and easy peasy today. Let's talk about an article I just saw. Naked Swim Day in Canada. Sounds awesome, right? So I clicked on it to read the article. And in this article, it's a nudist group. And I love nudist groups, by the way. Don't you? They're also hot and young with rockin' bodies and just oozing sex appeal. No, not at all. Anywho, so these blowhards, a nudist group called the Calgary Nude Recreation, has rented out a public pool. Key word there, public. The nudist group is encouraging children to attend their naked water slides and wave pool event. The event is being staffed even by government employees. Now listen, I get it. Being naked's awesome. Really, it is. It's liberating and it's freeing. But there's lots of nude beaches and nude resorts. Hell, even all nude RV parks. Whatever, man. Whatever floats your boat. But don't rent out a pool, a public pool, for a nudist event. And then offer it up to the public to attend and encourage them to, bring their kids. Sounds like a pedophile event. Does this sound good to you? Like a good idea to anyone? If you have to do it, why don't you just keep it to your group of members? Some accountability can be had that way. Opening it up to non-members is definitely opening yourself up to some possible bad characters coming in and possible bad things to happen, which then would result in possible bad press when those bad things do happen. So here's another thing. How about we keep it, 18 and older? There's no need to have 11-year-old naked girls and boys surrounded by 40-year-old naked adults partying and drinking. Idiots. Cut the shit. Why would you have a bunch of 40-year-old men walking around naked and partying and then have your daughter, who's 12, walking around naked and playing and frolicking? Are you not concerned of what could be going on and what plans could be made? Maybe nothing's going to happen that day, but maybe that 40-year-old's eyeing your daughter and thinking horrible, gross thoughts and formulates a plan to do something horrible with her. Again, maybe not right then and there, but later. Hell, I know if I lived in that neighborhood, I would at least go up to the pool to look through the fence to see what type of craziness and debauchery is going on. So at the very minimum, you're asking for a bunch of rubberneckers, so to speak, to come and check your nasty shit out. Not that I'm going to sit down with a lawn chair and a cooler of beer and watch the proceedings, but I would be curious. Okay, so on to some other weird news. I just read an article. What's the title of the article, you say? Well, let me give it to you. With ingestible pill, you can track fart development in real time on your phone. Okay, so I said to myself, why? So obviously I had to click on it, and I read it. They monitored how long it took to get through the intestinal tract. Overall, it took 20 hours to get from one end to the other. It spent 4.5 hours in the stomach. Cool. It spent 2.5 hours in the small intestine. Cool. And 13 hours cruising through the colon. Those are all kind of interesting and can be helpful with a lot of stuff. So, again, it's kind of interesting, but it got into all types of data about gases and compounds and when and where and blah, 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 blah. Lost my attention at that point. So anywho, the gist of the article was this. It might not be too long before a routine healthcare visit involves a check of your vital signs and a request of you to swallow a small, tiny electronic monitoring device. Oh, lovely. I can't wait to hear my doctor say, hey, there's an app for that. Now swallow this. Cut the shit. We got smartphones and smart TVs. I don't need to be a smart human being in that particular way. So again, let's go further down the rabbit hole of the internet. You know how it is. You click on an article and then you see something else and you click on it. So once you start clicking and reading articles, it takes you to places you never knew existed. And you can find some good stuff. Like this article. The headline, Genuine accused of transphobia for refusing to kiss a trans woman on live TV. The headline might be a little confusing. Genuine is a rap artist, so that explains a little bit. He was on the UK version or Australian version of Big Brother. A quick breakdown here for you on what happened on that episode. So Genuine, he's talking to a trans woman, a woman who used to be a man but had surgery to become a woman. I know that she had breasts. I don't know about the lower regions. So, whatever on the whole sex change thing, right? Whatever floats your boat, knock yourself out. But when discussing dating, Willoughby, who is the transgender, complained that Genuine would date women but not him, claiming he is really a woman. When Genuine conceded that he would not date Willoughby if he knew he were trans, things escalated. Willoughby goes on, I'm a woman, right? Forget about any T's or anything in front of it. So on that score, you would date me, wouldn't you? Genuine replied, not if you told me you was trans. So again, Willoughby comes back with, no, I'm not telling you I'm trans. I'm a woman. And a little incredulously, Genuine responds back, a woman, yeah. This, for some reason, prompted Willoughby to grab Genuine by the back of the neck and lean in for a kiss. So Genuine appeared to be extremely uncomfortable at this moment, and he kind of pulled away. Who wouldn't? It's just, whatever. So Genuine's rejection of the advances came with a bit of a backlash, though. He's now being accused of being transphobia. You know how the saying goes, no means no? We've all been taught that. It doesn't apply if you're a transgender person and they're making the advances on you. Then you better comply. You'll be labeled a transphobic bigot. That is word for word from the article. I'm not kidding you. So there's more. Of course, people then get on Twitter to talk about what a horrible person Genuine is, okay? Here is one of the tweets. People asking me to explain why not wanting to date a trans woman is transphobic. Trans women are women too. That's all caps. Genuine was asked if he would date a woman. That should apply to trans women too. They are women. Period. All caps. Can't believe people are so close-minded. You gotta be kidding me, right? This is from _sweet_bay_. Bay is B-E-Y, in case you're curious. So, another one. Today confirmed Genuine and Nipsey are both transphobic and homophobic. I don't know who Nipsey is, maybe somebody on the show. And I'm tired, but not surprised. Like, I'm just trying to enjoy y'all's art, but you had to be trash, right? What? This was from Luke, Ashley, and John. At Luke, Ashley, John. Forgive me. This idiot goes on to tweet another one. India definitely has a lot to learn. That must be somebody on the show. But she was right to be angry about Genuine saying he wouldn't date a trans woman. The inclination is most certainly transphobic. No, it's not, jackass. It's not fucking at all. If you have a sexual preference that discriminates against transgender men or transgender women, you are transphobic, according to another person on Twitter. This is fact, they say. No. Where do we even begin on this? So a guy who is heterosexual and only wants to date women is transphobia because he won't date a trans person. How does that work? Is the same hetero guy a homophobe if he doesn't want to date or kiss a man? How about a hetero woman and a lesbian? What if a lesbian does not want to kiss or date a straight woman? Or what if she doesn't want to kiss or date a straight man? Should we shame her and throw stones at her? I thought you were free to have your own choices about who you are and who you are not sexually attracted to. Listen, I don't give two shits about your sexual proclivity, but to say that's transphobe or homophobe is an out and out lie. You're lying mostly to your fucking selves, especially if you believe that shit. Listen, you can respect, work with, be friends with trans and gays and not want to date or fuck them. That is not transphobe. That's not homophobe. Hating them, wishing them ill will, discriminating and attacking and hurting them, that is transphobe or homophobe. You fucking idiots. Cut the shit. I like women that were born a woman and raised a woman. I don't want to date gay guys. I don't want to date bisexual guys. I don't want to date trans. Understand? Why, oh why, do we bow down and let 3.8% of the U.S. population dictate to the other 96.2% of the country what is right and what is wrong and what words mean? Right about now, you're asking me, 3.8%, where the fuck did you get that? Well, I Googled it, fuck, and I found a Gallup daily tracking poll dated May 21st, 2015, the last one, or the most updated one. But the American public believes that 23% of the population is LGBT. Why? Because of stuff like this. They scream and shout the loudest, and hey, whatever, that's fine. They should be given respect and dignity. But don't act like fools and bullies. The one thing you preach against, and now you have become it. All great battles happen that way. Whatever you fight, you become. So just relax and take a breath and cut the shit. You want us to be tolerant of you? Then you need to be tolerant of us, per se. I don't know if I'm throwing up me into the us, but you get what I'm trying to say. While we're on this subject, there's no such thing as pansexual or sapiosexual or any of these other fucking things. Why do we have to keep categorizing stupid sexual behavior or attractions? Here's just a portion of a list that I speak of. Demisexual. They are attracted to people they only have an emotional attraction to. Monosexual. Attracted to only one gender and only that gender forever. Isn't that fucking heterosexual? Homosexual. Male attracted to another male. Sapiosexual. In love with intelligence or the human mind. So fucking enlightened. If that's the case, go fucking rub up on Stephen Hawkins and screw his brains out. Ride his face till he can't fucking see straight. Lesbians. That's a female attracted to another woman. Asexual. There's no sexual attraction to either gender. They remain a virgin. So what now, 40-year-old virgins who are fucking pathetic and never get laid, we're calling them asexual. It's like their choice. Trisexual, or tricycle, they have an attraction to sex with female, male, and animals. Objectum sexual, sexual attraction towards physical objects. Boy, I would love to see that on their fucking dating profile. I love objects. I'm fucking sexually attracted to them. Glam sexual. Ready? Attracted to male or female with a high level in glamour. That's so fucking made up. Bisexual. We've all heard of that. They're attracted to both males and females. Pansexual or omnisexual. Gender blind. They believe gender isn't important and they love who they love. Isn't that bisexual then? I guess I don't get it. They're taking and sub-slicing this shit. Polysexual. Sexual attraction to both male and female, but don't want to be considered bisexual. Well, fuck you. You like sucking dick, you like eating pussy. You're bisexual. You're not all this other bullshit. Transsexual. Someone uncomfortable with their gender and they get a sex change. What the fuck? I mean, seriously, it's ridiculous and it's out of control. Many of those were similar to other fucking things. Let's just break this shit down. Heterosexual. A man likes a woman likes a man. You're attracted to the opposite sex. Homosexual. You are attracted to the same sex. So there shouldn't be lesbian and gay. You're homosexual. You're attracted to the same sex. We've already said bisexual. You like guys and you like girls. Boom. So there's 3 categories. And now we have a new one. Let's just call it, it's the transgender. So now we have transgenders. And that's not really a sexual orientation. That's more of a person, right? I mean, a transgender doesn't imply a sexual attraction to one or the other. The other three do. So transgender is more of a category. You've got male, you got female, and you got transgender. So those three go together: male, female, transgender. Heterosexual, homosexual, bisexual. Those should be the only three fucking sexual categories. All you sapiosexuals and pansexuals out there, you're full of fucking shit. And listen, I've seen pictures on dating profiles of pansexuals and sapiosexuals and demisexuals. They're nothing to fucking write home about. They're pathetic fucking losers who can't get a normal piece of ass. And so they create this fucking fantasy world in their fucking head to make themselves look more enlightened and above the fray of the whole sexual issues in the world. It just makes no fucking sense. So cut all the bullshit. We don't need 30 different fucking categories of sexual preferences. Homosexual, heterosexual, and bisexual. Transsexual, that goes in a whole different category. Because, again, transsexual does not indicate what you're attracted to or what you want to fuck. All right. Listen, today went by pretty quickly. For the 10th episode, went fairly smoothly. I'm sure I pissed off a few people, but hey, what the fuck ever. So, I want to thank you again for joining us for episode 10 of Cut the Shit Podcast. And as Ron Burgundy says, stay classy, and until next time, guys.
You